In this video, I'm going to show you how you can add apps from the Clever Library to your teacher pages. So in our previous video, we talked about what teacher pages were, and they're here. But I want to add more resources that maybe the district didn't add, but I'm going to use with my students. So I'm going to first start at the library. And I'm going to find a resource that I want to add. And I know that some of the computer teachers in the district actually use NitroType, so I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to click on a resource. But let's say that one wasn't featured at the top. You could also browse by subject and also by grade level to find resources that you might want to use. And just note that just because a resource is here doesn't mean that it's free. So Khan Academy is free, GeoGebra is free, something like Newsela or Peer Deck, they have paid features behind them. So you just want to make sure that whatever source you're adding is free and accessible, and that you're not going to get stuck with something that we haven't, as a district, paid for a subscription for. So I'm going to add NitroType, and I'm going to click Install. And so this is Clever will always come up with this page. It's going to tell me the app, my email address. This is a demo account. And then it's going to say what pages do I want to share it to. So I can select, if I have more than one page, I can select multiple pages to add it to, or I can just select one page, and I can select Allow and Continue. Now, after I select Allow and Continue, it's going to vary by app to app what happens next. So for this app, it just brought me right to NitroType, and so now I'm in. For some apps, it might ask you to register. For some apps, it might sync your roster. So it's going to vary, and you're going to need to be a little bit flexible with sort of test some things out in advance before you use them with students. So just be aware of that. So I've added NitroType as a resource to my page. So if I go back to my homeroom, and I believe I added, so you'll get updates when a new resource is added. So I added that resource to these two pages, and you can see this one has 7, this one has 1. I'm going to click on this page, and you can see that NitroType is there. And I'm going to shift over to the student view. So I believe this is the Blue Owl. And so you can see all these resources that have been added. Now, if I click on NitroType, the student has never logged in. And so you can see that it's brought them right in. They can update their username. It's pulling in their username as what's listed in Clever. So they're all set, ready to go. There's nothing else that they need to do. Now, before I was talking about making sure that you're careful with anything that's paid or might have subscriptions. So when I was teaching, I used to use Storyboard That. So I've signed up with Clever, and I can log in, and it's going to sync my rosters. But at the top, you'll see that I'll have a 14-day trial. So again, just because I've linked it with Clever doesn't necessarily mean that it's a free resource that I'm all set to use. It just means that it's a resource that Clever works with in helping students log in more easily. So you just want to make sure that you're careful of that, and that you're reading sort of the notes about each of the apps before you log in. So you can see that this is 14 days to purchase. So in my library, again, I can search by different content levels. If I click on Khan Academy, you can see details like it's free and how many subjects and which grade levels it's appropriate for. Something that might be paid would have, let's see if I can find Storyboard That again, would say that it has in-app purchases suggested. It's going to log me in. So you just want to just make sure that you're looking for that. But essentially, when you're in the library, you can select an app, click Install, select the pages that you want to install it on, and then it will sort of create that linkage for you. Okay? And so that's how you can add apps to your teacher pages from the Clever Library.